What up, big dog? How you living, gangster? I know, bruh. I know. I missed the day. I'm tired, fool. I'm tired as hell. We gotta put the work in. I told myself I was gonna put these videos out. I gotta put them out. So, I'm gonna be real with you, bruh. Like, y'all forcing me to do this shit. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Cause I really don't wanna hear this. It's like it's part 4.
And
did you catch something?
I got gonorrhea from that. And you know, like I hate that all my jokes are like bam, you know, like that.
How old were you?
I was in 3rd grade. I was 8.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow. 8 years old. Got gonorrhea. Sexually transmittable disease. From your grandfather.
Yeah, so I had
That's one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard.
Yeah, you know,
I've heard a lot.
And then like the next year, like, cause the next year, the school year had to be like 3 months away. So when I started 4th grade, in like the first week of school, like the 4th day of the first week is when we went to physical education class, and in PE they handed us like pictures of male and female sex organs, but they was like cartoon like. So I already knew what the penis looked like, you know. So when they did the sex ed, I really didn't listen, you know. So all the shit that they said in sex ed, I feel like I did not need to listen to, because I already was up close and personal with a real.
Wow, bruh. It's the kind of shit you hear where you can't even say shit. You're just like, what the fuck?
Live penis, and that was what was real for me, you know. So I didn't listen, and I just like, why the fuck didn't I listen to that? Because I already had gonorrhea for 3 months and I didn't know. And I had gonorrhea for almost a total of 12 months before it started affecting my body in a negative way to where.
And the worst part is she didn't even know she was a child. For a year, you do your shit too.
I lost a lot of weight, and it took me through like even having a cold, and the cold even seemed like it turned into a pneumonia and the flu. And then it started attacking my body, my organs on the inside, and I think I was having some kind of organ failure to where I lost the ability to walk. And that's when my mom took me to emergency room, and yeah, I was 9.
You know your grandfather knew he had gonorrhea.
No.
That's what I'm thinking, bruh. Like, come on, this nigga knew he had some.
I didn't, because I didn't listen to.
But he had to know.
Yeah, of course he knew.
And he's gonna let a 3rd grader.
But
that's crazy. But
you know, if I knew the story of how he was my dad's dad before that, my mom never should have even let me go down there, because it ain't like they had this great relationship and it was this long lost son. It was actually opposite of that. So when I was 9 is when I went to the emergency room. Like, I was on my deathbed. You know, I had lost a big percentage of my body weight as a 9-year-old. And they couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with me, and I was inpatient. I was on IVs and shit. And
at that age, gonorrhea is the last thing they're going to consider.
Absolutely. And they did this surgery on me called a laparoscopy, where they stuck a camera in my belly button and looked in there, and they seen that my fallopian tubes were covered in cobwebs with like something like pelvic inflammatory disease. But what it was the gonorrhea was just in there,
So
and
you had intercourse as well?
no, I only had oral sex with him.
Okay.
I didn't have, and so because I didn't have sex before, it was really hard for them to. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and they still didn't know what was wrong with me, and I was getting worse and worse, and
fucking wild, bro. Just wild to think that an asshole like this, like, and it's like the nigga knew and he didn't even care, bro. Like, who the fuck are you, bro? If you watching this, bro, fuck you, bro. Sincerely.
a doctor who thought outside the box started checking me for STDs, and that's when they found out that I had gonorrhea. And my mom, she was threatening the fuck out of me when she found out that it was gonorrhea. She was threatening me. She was naming people. She was dropping names on like this person. She was running fucking, to me, sick ass fucking scenarios by me to try to figure out what the fuck happened. Did I get molested? Did something happen with somebody? And like I said, I already hated her.
Word. My mom's was trying to look out for you, bro. You was tripping. Oh, man, come on, bro. But it's like, the story is so fucked up that you don't even know where or how to fucking comment. It's just watching it and just taking it all in. Pause.
I already hated her, and my allegiance was to my dad. And because Nick was my dad's dad, my allegiance was to him. And because I didn't want to get him in trouble, I never told her who it was. And that really hurt our fucking relationship. Even more than it ever could have. And it really turned me into, I say this is how I learned to become a deadbeat mom and not care about kids or care about anything else outside of me, not even God. It's during this time, because my life was like a living hell at home with her after that, and I still did not tell her, and I never even told her until this day. I never told her. You know, I never been her friend. I never liked her. And it's crazy because all these years, I always was like, everything. I mean, when I say I didn't like my mom, I didn't even like everything that she liked. Even
this lady's damaged, bro. She's damaged. And it's like, it's not to excuse her behavior towards her moms, but there's some kind of traumatic event that you go to as a kid. Your brain doesn't know how to fully process this shit because you don't even know the words to define what the fuck just happened. So sometimes you get motherfuckers that get stupidly depressed, you get motherfuckers that get overly joyful, or you get a motherfucker like this, full of rage and against everybody else. And in her case, her mom was the closest thing that was to her, so everything was directed towards the moms, bruh.
Food, like say she like lemon cake, I wouldn't eat lemon, and I'm still programmed like that. Like I like chocolate, I like everything that she don't like. So I never imagined that I would be 2018 I would be married. I've been Muslim for 10 years. Not having no dad and hating my mom made me so vulnerable to be a part of something that for 10 years of my life, I was a Muslim. And I hated it. I was totally against it. I feel like it was wrong. And people know me as Yasmina when I was Muslim, because I did a whole name change and everything. I used to have my whole shit on, mark my fucking hijab and my shit on, starving during damn Ramadan and shit. I hated that shit. I was reading those books and
Yeah, she went through it though. But the one thing that I would give her is that throughout the whole story, you could tell that she's still trying to find herself. Like, she doesn't know yet how to, and she's just taking the wrong fucking approach. But she's still trying to find who she is.
I was associating that shit with pedophilia on how that shit was wrote down, but I still stuck in it for 10 years because that was a part of me belonging to something that's bigger than myself. That was a part of me having these men, women, other Muslim people make up these blank spots in my life that I needed to fill in for a dad, to have a grandma, to have a mom. And I was filling that shit in with the Muslim people. And I think it's sick. So I was on my 5th husband in the Muslim community in 2018. And I was just sitting at home one day watching TV. And my dad, Bill was on the news and he was at the White House speaking. Yes. I know it's making you pop your eyes open like that because that's how the fuck I feel. That's how I feel. And I'm like, damn, it was only briefly how it came on the news. But what he said in that moment was where he was at in the state of Georgia, that he was in long-term recovery, that he used to be Bookman Bill in Georgia, and he used to live in a park in Atlanta and shoot IV drugs. And I'm thinking to myself, all this fucking time I looked 18, and I was just sitting at home one day watching TV, and my dad, Bill was on the news and he was at the White House speaking. Yes. I know it's making you pop your eyes open like that because that's how the fuck I feel. That's how I feel. And I'm like, damn, it was only briefly how it came on the news. But
so her dad was like, this is what I don't understand. Like, again, maybe I'm jumping the gun. Let me not jump the gun.
What he said in that moment was where he was at in the state of Georgia, that he was in long-term recovery, that he used to be Bookman Bill in Georgia, and he used to live in a park in Atlanta and shoot IV drugs. And I'm thinking,
man, I thought she was gonna say her dad was like a detective or some shit. this nigga a fucking drug head, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, alright, okay.
To myself, all this fucking time I looked for him, that's why I couldn't find him. Because his addiction made him not exist. I could not find him because he didn't exist. I'm like, all those fucking telephone calls.
You know what just pissed me off just now? So for those of you that don't know, if you walked into this one, I'm literally working it backwards. So I found the second interview first, right? And in the second interview, the way she was talking about her dad, that she first saw him when he was speaking at the White House and shit. So I'm thinking this nigga some kind of detective or some shit, like some important nigga. This nigga a drug head, homeless nigga. Never mind the dad part. Even though that's fucked up, but you let a homeless nigga hit, my nigga. You went out your way to look for a homeless ass nigga to buck you in your shit. That's kind of wild, bro. Never mind the fucked up part that it's your dad that you about to do this shit with. But like, come on, nigga. Like, what? Out of everything, you let a homeless nigga hit. That's kind of crazy to me, bro.
My first fucking marriage. My husband was a good ass man. I was so happy, Mark. And this was just in 2018 and
Man, it might be time for me to go to sleep because this shit is just...
So he said he was like, big deal. He was a director at Gateway Recovery. That he was in jail so much from addiction related offenses.
I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to piss me off again. Well, nah. It's starting to piss me off now. Before I had to stop the video because I was getting disgusted, but now I'm literally getting pissed off because it's like, That's the most stupidest shit I've heard somebody do. I mean, come on, yeah. That's gonna be it for today, boss man. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this one. I might upload it tomorrow. Today's the 22nd. I might upload it on the 23rd, 24th. Man, I'm tired. I gotta do a bell to bell tomorrow. I'm work Wednesday as well. The only day off I might have is Thursday. So man, this is going up when it's going up, boss. Appreciate you watching. Peace out.